Hey everybody, we're here, a new episode, 5 for Talking, NHL edition. We're talking hockey. I'm here with my boy Caps, the captain of the show. He's going to carry this one, so we're just going to let it happen. And, okay, so the conference semifinals are over. We'll briefly longly touch on that. So, Colorado lost to Vegas. You have a thought on that. I know you do.
Colorado was my pick to win the whole thing.
Yep. I was there.
That's my thought.
Isn't it crazy? Like, sorry, they went up.
I think we had an idea that Vegas was going to go far, but I didn't think that they would knock out Colorado. We know that they are a really good team. Good enough to beat Colorado? I didn't think so, but apparently I was wrong. But it looks like Vegas has a good chance of winning this. All four teams have a good chance of winning this thing. I mean, as of right now, like the Islanders beat Tampa today.
Yeah,
so I don't know when this video is coming out, but
not tomorrow.
Who didn't? I didn't think that the Islanders were going to beat Tampa in the first game. I still think that Tampa's going to come out of this thing, but who knows now? I mean,
yeah.
Geez.
So, just on Colorado quickly, they were up 2-0, and they were winning like easy wins. And then the third game, I think we talked about this maybe in the last episode. I don't remember, but Vegas won the third game, and Colorado still looked like the better team. And then boom, game 4, Vegas won. Game 5, Vegas won. Game 6, Vegas won. I was like, what just happened? And the last game, game 6, was like a domination. Colorado couldn't do anything. The game started out as like a back and forth, and then the last half of the game was just all Vegas. And Fleury looks amazing. Fleury looks better than Price did in the last 2 series. So, I mean, if that means anything, Vasilevsky also looks really good. I mean, they lost today, but it was 2-1. So, like,
well, let's not doubt Price. I mean,
yeah, I'm gonna doubt him, but
I'm not. I mean, he's probably the biggest reason why Montreal's gone this far. So,
okay, and I'll touch on that because we talked about Vegas. So the next thing, the team that they're facing is Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
Montreal beat the Leafs and Winnipeg, and we've touched on this. Carey Price has been the best player on their team. Their defense has looked good. Their forwards have done what they had to. But let's not forget that they beat a Leafs team who good on Montreal. I'm not here to knock you and talk crap. Like, I just want to make that clear. But you beat a Leafs team that basically beat themselves because they don't know what to do when they have to do things. And then you beat a Winnipeg team that didn't deserve to be in the playoffs. Like, the fact that Winnipeg 4-0 shut out Edmonton and then got shut out by Montreal. If you're an Edmonton fan, I'm way more upset than if I'm a Leaf fan.
Okay, it doesn't really matter. I mean, like, the fact is that we could say that they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. They made the playoffs, so they're there. But the Jets pretty much got their asses handed to them. They got swept by Montreal,
and they look terrible.
Yeah, Montreal hasn't lost a game in 7 games now.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, good on them. They deserve it. I mean, we could say that Winnipeg doesn't deserve to be there, but they got there.
Montreal didn't deserve to be there technically either, but they've played like they deserve it now, which I will give them credit. Coming out of the regular season, neither one of those teams by points would have made the playoffs in a regular season. But they did.
I mean, the way the division was shaped out to be.
But Montreal played like they deserved to be there once they got there, which I'll give them credit. But people riding this high horse of Homer, I'm a Homer, I love Montreal, I'm just going to automatically say they're the best, thinking that they beat a stupid-ass playing Toronto team in Winnipeg, are going to walk into Vegas and win easily, who just beat the best team in the NHL in the playoffs. So I mean,
I don't want to touch base on that. I mean, I'm
do.
sorry.
I'm not scared to say it because I know people that like Montreal, and you're kidding yourself if you think that you're going to beat Vegas. If you beat Vegas, good for you. You're playing well, and I'll give you credit. But if you, from the outside looking in, if anyone thinks that Montreal really has a chance to win, you better bet in Vegas because if they do, you're going to win a lot of money. The odds are ridiculous.
I mean, like it could happen.
I know,
mean,
I didn't say it can't happen, but you shouldn't be under the belief that Montreal is a better team anywhere, even the caliber of Vegas.
Okay, but we thought that Toronto was a better team than Montreal. Look what happened.
Look what happened. Montreal defeat themselves on top of Montreal playing well. That's my point, right? Like, look on the other side, right? Look at Boston. I wouldn't have said Boston was going to beat the Islanders, but the Islanders won. But on paper, I would still say the Islanders are a better team than Montreal. So go to that. Islanders or Boston? Did you expect the Islanders to beat Boston?
Did Bargo bet on Islanders? I think he did.
Yeah.
I bet on Boston, but I think he took the Islanders. So
I don't have any teams left except Tampa Bay, I think.
I picked Vegas, right?
I think you have Vegas and Tampa Bay, and he has the Islanders and Tampa Bay. And Montreal, because he picked Montreal as his second team if they face the Leafs. So,
this whole playoff series has been full of surprises. So
yes, that
I didn't think the Islanders would have gone this far, and I didn't think Montreal would have gone this far. So
no, I wouldn't. I didn't either.
But I mean, to the fans of Montreal, I mean, good for you. I mean, they made it this far. Well. They're playing well, so I'm not going to doubt them. If they lose, they lose. If they win, they win. So I think it was the fact that Winnipeg and Toronto just not being able to close out the series. Winnipeg just not playing well at all. But Montreal has found a way to adjust.
Yes, but that's what me and you both expected of them during the regular season, where Bargo denied that would be how they played, and they did it.
I expected Montreal to do well from the get-go. Yeah, I didn't think that they would go through what they went through throughout the season.
Agreed.
It was a coaching change, and they didn't play well at all. Mm-hmm. And then now they're like playing like the team that we expected them to be from the beginning of the season. And they're showing that kind of, that kind of play, that team that we thought they were going to be from the get-go. They're playing like it now. So I still think that Montreal is a really good team. But I'm going to go with Vegas. If you're wanting me to pick a team, I think Vegas is a really, really good team, and they're going to find Vegas to be a harder challenge than the two teams prior.
Yeah, and I think I should have made it easier for you and just asked you that instead of kind of ranting on it. But
no, it's fine. I mean, you have an opinion. Everybody has an opinion.
Yeah, no, but that's basically where I was going. If you were going to pick a team and your choice is Montreal from the get-go, you're kidding yourself. It's not impossible that Montreal will win. They're playing well. But this is a thing, too. Vegas plays a very similar style. They both have amazing goalies. They both have great defenses. They both have a solid depth at forwards, but not really a superstar player. I mean, Mark Stone has looked great this playoffs, but
with Montreal, they don't have a star player.
Yeah, I know, and it's crazy, but
they're built the same. It looks like they're built the same.
They are, and that's why I think it's going to be a really weird matchup. We'll have to see if Montreal can continue to adjust. Because we've seen Vegas adjust. Vegas took the beating in the first two games against Colorado and then adjusted their game style and completely stopped them for the next four games.
That's the coaching.
Yeah.
That's the coaching staff. Good on the coaching staff to be able to pull this off.
Well built.
But in terms of the other series, even though they lost the game, I'm still going with the team that you're wearing.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing the hat. I still think this is going to win. They're going to win the cup. But I did not expect the Islanders to beat Boston. However, I did want the Islanders to beat Boston. I'm a big Islanders fan secretly. I'm a closeted Islanders fan, and
not anymore.
Not anymore. Everyone knows, but I mean, I've always appreciated that team. They just happened to suck for 25 years and poor management, and they built a team quite similar to Vegas and Montreal, where they have two good goalies, solid defense, no real star players. I mean, Barzal is going to be a star, I think, but they don't have their captain, and they beat Boston. Okay, you're in the and you won tonight, and then I mean. If you have anything about that, go ahead about that series. If not, I'm going to go to Tampa.
For the Islanders in Tampa Bay, I mean,
Islanders
not
Boston.
really much. The only thing I have is, sorry. If there's any Bruins fans out there, leave a comment. And, if there's any Islanders fans, leave a comment. If there's any Tampa fans,
leave a comment.
Slap a like for Campo's hat.
Slap a like.
Slap a like if you like Campo's hat.
Please don't slap your screen though. So yeah, I think that's how that went. Tampa Bay wise, I mean, I expected Tampa Bay to beat Carolina, but I was very, very, very surprised by how well Carolina was playing in every game. They just could not beat Tampa.
Yeah, I kind of expected that. I mean, Tampa is a really hard team to go up against, but I think Carolina really put up a fight against Tampa. But I mean, the better team won.
Yeah,
I think it's amazing. Like Carolina has never really changed anything on their team. Like they pretty much kept the team intact, and it looks like they're just getting better.
They're very similarly built to the Leafs. Just they've managed to figure it out as a team, which is I don't know. To talk about.
I don't really know if they're really built like Toronto. How do you figure they're built like Toronto?
Most of their star talent is homegrown. They were all high draft picks. Their top two guys are in a similar class of Marner and Matthews, just maybe a slightly less, and they're really offense heavy on the forwards, and their defense are kind of like a mix of two ways. And they have two starting goalies. Well, they have three starting goalies actually.
So I'm kind of curious, like, and just leaving out Marner, who else is homegrown in Toronto?
Matthews.
Homegrown?
Yeah, homegrown means you develop them from your farm system. I don't mean like they're like
okay,
like from Toronto.
He was never on the Marlies, but okay.
But he developed in there. He came from Toronto. He's drafted. Homegrown means you're drafted from the team. You play for the team.
Okay.
If that's at least my thought process on what that means. I didn't know it meant you have to be born in Toronto. Well, Zach Hyman was. So, yeah, exactly. But Nylander came up from the Leaf system. Riley came up in the Leaf system. Most of their core is system players, where so is like Aho never played on the farm team. He went right to the big leagues too. Their team looks good. I think they have a good future ahead of them. They're going to probably lose Dougie Hamilton this offseason, which might affect them. Hopefully he goes to the Leafs.
That might happen.
Yeah. Maybe we'll trade the Morgan Riley for Dougie Hamilton.
I would trade Morgan Riley for Hamilton.
I would trade Morgan Riley for Zach Hyman's brother.
Anyway, that's just a dumb trade. Anyway, that's stupid. Go on.
Who wins the cup? We're gonna end up doing this again, anyways.
I think Tampa repeats.
Yeah,
I think Tampa repeats. It's funny because I was talking to a friend. He's like, "These are the worst four teams that could ever make it to this stage of the playoffs." I'm like, "Why? Like, who?" Anyway,
you have three teams that have
just like one team is expected to repeat. That's probably being chosen by a lot of people to like make it at least to the final, which is Tampa. But I just thought it was funny.
Well,
I was just having this whole argument with them. Like, what?
This is how I have to put this. Tampa Bay is expected to repeat. Vegas has made it to like the conference finals or the conference semifinals every year since they've been in the league. At least. New York Islanders are an amazing team the last 3 years, and Montreal is a nice little surprise. And I would love to see the three teams of these teams that Vegas has never won. The Islanders haven't won since 83 or 84. And Montreal hasn't won since 93. And Tampa Bay is defending champions. This is the perfect situation for me.
I can't remember which player it was on Carolina that said it, but he goes, yeah, it's just crazy how we lost to a team that's like $18 million over the cap.
Yeah.
Because they got like Kucherov and Stamkos back for the playoffs, and like all of a sudden they're like, well, that's Tampa. Toronto just did the same, exact same thing.
I think there was another team that did the same thing as well.
I think a lot of teams are trying to figure it out, like put a bunch of players on the LTIR, and then just like get a bunch of players, and then as soon as the playoffs start, reactivate all those players back, and then like,
well, wait till they start figuring out the buyout system that the NBA uses, where superstar players are getting bought out and then signed to teams for $1 million. Like, that's crazy. But it's gonna be fun. I don't really have anything else here. I think Tampa Bay looks really good, regardless of today. I didn't watch the game; I missed it.
Are the Islanders missing their captain still?
Yeah,
he's gone, right? Yeah, that's crazy. Good on them, man. Good on them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you beat Boston. Like you didn't just beat nobody. Who did they beat in the first round?
Oh gosh,
was it Pittsburgh? Gosh. Yeah, Pittsburgh. You beat Pittsburgh and Boston without your captain. Like, good for you.
But like for most of the season, Pittsburgh didn't even have Malkin, so like Crosby kind of like carried the team on his shoulders and just like
he did. And like I said, this was my only argument about Pittsburgh. I don't have a hate for Crosby. I'm not a huge Crosby fan, but he did what he could all season. He didn't have the defense that they needed, and they didn't have a real goalie. Both of their goalies are backup goalies. And anyone who thought either one of those goalies was going to be a superstar at this point of their career was kidding themselves. So
I'm not going to doubt anybody. I mean, whoever steps up could step up. That's good on them. But I can't really rate anybody as a backup or a depth player. Like, if they could step up and do their thing, I mean, good on them. I mean, you know,
I get what you're saying.
Really, yeah, it's sorry.
I mean, that's fine.
I don't really have anything else.
Yeah, I don't have anything else either. Well, I just hope this playoffs goes well. We'll be back for another episode shortly. A lot of stuff coming. Just guys, get ready, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.